Alright everyone, welcome back to Cody's Lab. So we're finally back at the mine, and you notice I'm holding the camera because Kangen couldn't be here today. She had to take her cat to the vet. Anyway, I got a little thing going on right now, so let's go to it. See, I got some mirrors here, and I'm going to try to reflect the light from the sun into the mine. That'll be really interesting, yeah? Get some natural lighting going. Okay, so here's the primary mirror out in the sun. Unfortunately, we've only got a few minutes to do this because look at where the sunlight is. The sun's going down. But as you can see, it's reflecting that sunlight way off into the mine. Let's go in there and try out these other mirrors. Okay, fortunately if I stand in the way, the light's gonna be blocked. Yeah, but look at this. That is bright. Okay, let's set one of these up. Reflect the light to the back. Got this mirror here. See what it takes to reflect the light all the way back there. Yeah, see, I got the light basically in the back of the mine already. Very nice. Alright, let me fiddle with this for a little while. Okay, so there's the plants. The radishes are still going strong. And I got a spot of light clear back here on the shovel. Now if I take this other mirror, so you can see, there it is. Lights all the way to the back of the mine. Unfortunately, I think I'm losing most of my sun. Yeah, the sun's going down outside. But eventually, maybe I'll set that main mirror up on a pivot. That way during the day, I'll be able to have natural sunlight in here. Look at that dog over there, laying in the sunshine. So it got me wondering, what if I took this laser rangefinder, because it uses a beam of light to measure the distance, and bounced it off of the mirror to the back of the mine? Would I be able to read all the way back there and get a direct measurement? Let's find out. Let's turn this beam on. I'm going to put it onto that mirror. My hand's too shaky, I can't hold it still enough. Yeah, it just gives me an error. Let me set this up and actually hold it steady and see if I can do this. Okay, so I got this beam so that I know where to put it so that I can put it on that back mirror. Now if I push this button again, it gives me a distance of 25 meters. How about that? And that's starting from right here, which is a couple of meters in, and then this was bouncing back to the back of the mine, so that it gives me approximately the distance. That's cool. I was able to actually do that. Okay, let's do something else. Alright, so as you can see, I'm wearing a dust mask now. Let's do some mining. So as you can see, I've got me a pair of chisels and a hammer. I'm going to try to single jack and actually drill some holes. Or at least one hole. I kind of want to see how long it takes me to drill a hole that's this long. Where do I want to drill this in? Maybe if I punched it in right here. Yeah, kind of at an angle down right in there. That way I can blow this out and get access to this continuation of the vein, probably. Sun has gone down completely, but you know, it doesn't really change anything working inside the mine. It's dark in there anyway. And I brought some lights. There we go, how about that? I got a lamp there. You'll notice that I'm actually charging it with this inverter here that I found out in the desert while meteorite hunting. I just brought in a battery here. Now of course I can charge this battery with a solar panel pretty easily. And this ought to run that light for probably a day or two. I've actually got a little camera set up right here. It's taking a picture once every 5 seconds or so, because I thought it was about time we did another mine lapse. Okay, so let's just set this light up. And I'm going to pick a spot and start chiseling. Oh shoot, I forgot my helmet. Again. I was using it on the beehive. Hopefully you safety officers won't be too concerned about that. Alright, so there it is. As you can see, this rod has been driven in there pretty far. I'm surprised at how fast it actually went. I got this hole about 16 inches in. Oh, well, you can see that. It's about 16 inches in, and yes, I have been using the tape measure to pull the cuttings out of the hole. In fact, pulling the cuttings out of the hole took longer than driving the steel itself. So yeah, that's a full 1-inch hole, 16 inches into the rock. I'm going to load this with some explosives. I think I'm going to use a tannerite type mixture, but I'm going to modify it a little bit so it's even more sensitive so it'll actually explode inside that small diameter. And that should move quite a bit of material, at least hopefully. But anyway, I've been up here for quite a while. It's probably after midnight right now. Well, I'm several miles from the nearest human, and there's dogs barking outside. I don't know if you can hear it. And sound of the inverter humming is totally quiet. Definitely would be slightly maddening. Let's get a little bit better footage of this drilling process here. So, you see, I just put the drill bit into the hole, and I whack it, turn it, whack it, and continue until it gets hard to turn, because the cuttings inside the hole make it difficult to turn it around. Okay, now that I've gotten to the point where it's difficult to turn the bit, I can start actually mucking the materials out of the hole. Now, I was using a tape measure. I've wisened up a little bit, and I got me a little blower. It's the inflator for an air mattress. And this should just fit in that hole. Stick that in there as far as it goes. And then I'm going to give it a little puff and blow the dust right out of the hole. Okay, now that the hole's cleaned out, it's time to add the explosives. It's fairly similar to tannerite, except a little bit more sensitive and a little bit more resistant. I'm just going to cram as much of this in there as I can. There it is. The hole's loaded. I guess it's time to evacuate the hole, wire this up, and touch it off. Okay, we're ready to fire it. I've got the camera out here at the front of the mine. I'll be just over there behind the camera, and I'm just going to touch some wires to the battery. Let's see what happens. Fire in the hole! Well, that was more powerful. Oh wow! No idea what the camera caught. In fact, I'm going to watch that back right now while I let the dust settle. So it seems I forgot to have the light on, so it was mostly dark and the camera really didn't see much. That's too bad. But I'm sure it heard it. And look at this ominous cloud of smoke coming my way here. That's interesting. Look at it billowing out of there. It's crazy. And it smells like nitrogen dioxide. So, yeah, definitely was an ammonium nitrate based explosion. So I'm hanging out low down underneath the smoke with a gas mask on. You can see there's a little mouse running around. We found it. I guess that stirred him out. Poor thing. That's it. Well, probably an hour after the blast. There's still a lot of dust in the air, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. It punched a hole all right. The only thing is, it didn't really move a whole lot of material. Oh well. It's kind of encouraging, because there's a large crack running through the material that goes all the way down to this spot. So I definitely weakened it. Perhaps a few more of those, and I could have actually knocked out the tunnel another few feet. Alright. So you've seen it. There's a hole. I dug it in a little bit. I got lots of material here that I can work with. Let's get out of here. So unfortunately that's all the time I've got for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. One thing I'd like to mention in that last video is I actually said the wrong name for a fossil. I actually found a bryozoan, but I called it a crinoid. But the bryozoans are more net-like. And I found a bryozoan and I called it a crinoid. Just wanted to clear that up. You know, I'm a geologist, so that's really embarrassing that I messed that up. But hope you guys forgive me. Also hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.